For 2026, Toyota has introduced an all-new Toyota RAV4. I'm here to answer two questions. Question number one, is this a meaningfully better Toyota RAV4? And question two, why will you never, ever again see me host a video for Kelley Blue Book? Question number one is easy. The RAV4 dominates SUV sales. It would be bizarre for Toyota to risk that by making it worse. But how exactly is the RAV4 better? One way it's better is under the hood. The RAV4 now has an all-hybrid lineup with two choices, a standard 4-cylinder hybrid and a plug-in hybrid. Compared to the previous setup, the new hybrid system is more powerful and more efficient. That's the magic of electrification. The RAV4 hybrid wasn't previously offered with front-wheel drive, but it is now, and if you need the traction-enhancing power of all-wheel drive, you'll find it standard or optional across the entire lineup via an additional motor that drives the rear wheels. Acceleration from a stop with a standard hybrid powertrain looks a little something like this, floored. Oh, there we go. Solid pull off the line and got up to speed without drama, but plenty eager. I would say we've achieved spunky status. Driven at a more modest pace, let's see how that acceleration is delivered. We've got the ECVT, electronic continuously variable transmission, and this seems like perfectly linear delivery. No big jolts this way or that way. I am curious though, I'm cruising at 45 miles an hour. Let's see what it feels like trying to get up to, let's say 65. Floored. Power came in almost immediately and there's 65, well 63. For most people's needs, the basic hybrid powertrain is more than ample and plenty refined. One auditory note, when you floor it, the gasoline engine doesn't really emulate traditional gear changes like some other ECVTs do, and it also doesn't do the staying at top revs thing. It kind of just slowly escalates. So from an auditory perspective, it doesn't sound traditional, but it's also not annoying. ECVT, you're all right with me. As for ride quality, this RAV4 benefits from a slew of improvements, including a stiffer chassis and the addition of high damping adhesive that Toyota says reduces, quote, micro vibrations and road noise. Sadly, that adhesive does not reduce my use of the word slew. I'm driving in a limited trim which rolls on 20-inch wheels. You can hear the road and feel the road. In fact, I'm gonna drop the tires over off the right side here to get the little rumble strip. That's a hearty vibration. I'm aware of the road I'm driving over, but I will say it's dull. It doesn't feel like cheap. I've definitely driven in smoother and quieter vehicles, but for the compact SUV segment, this all feels appropriate. Let's hear that one more time. Oh boy. For steering, we have a 14.4 to 1 ratio, which is kind of balanced, not too quick, not too slow. Let's apply it to this right turn here. And yeah, I didn't have to go hand over hand to make the turn there. One thing I didn't experience was anything in terms of like real steering feel, which is sort of a stupid complaint in this category because nobody really cares. But if you are somebody who's like, oh, I want to feel really connected to the car when turning, you're not going to feel that nice ramp up in effort as you make your steering inputs. It feels, yeah, a little bit dead, and that doesn't matter for a RAV4. Something else I'm interested to try, we've got a sequential drive selector via these paddle shifters. So I'm in D right now. Let's see what happens when I pull the left paddle to downshift, which is interesting because we don't have a transmission. It's an electronically continuously variable transmission, which means no actual gears. Nonetheless, let's flip it down. 4, 3, 2. If there's a change in engine RPM, it's kind of hard to detect. I'm not sure what I'm doing with those paddle shifters. I'm guessing those aren't going to get a lot of use. One other element worth noting is the view out. I can look all around, and even with this pillar here, I can see on the other side of it with relative ease, and that big window over my right shoulder. I have no problem seeing around the vehicle, and even if I did, blind spot warning comes standard. For drive modes, you've got normal, eco, sport, custom, all that stuff. And then on all-wheel drive, you get trail and snow. Even though this is the standard hybrid, we do have an EV mode. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's see if I can get up to 20 miles an hour, and 21 is about the cutoff there. So not extremely useful, but if you want to approach somewhere quietly, I keep thinking late at night, if you shouldn't have been out, EV mode is available for you. The RAV4 does have a new electronically controlled braking system that Toyota says offers optimal braking feel and response. I'll be the judge of that. It's really hard to do with a hybrid oftentimes. Let's see if I can come to a Micah Muzio smooth limo stop. Steady, steady, steady. That last 1 foot, just a little unsmooth, which I don't think unsmooth is a word, but I think you know what I'm getting at. So close, better than it used to be, not perfect. Moving over to the plug-in hybrid powertrain, it's also more powerful and efficient than the previous plug-in RAV4. And it delivers a big bump in pure electric range, up from 42 miles to 52 miles according to Toyota estimates. In the plug-in hybrid using the gas and electric power, you've got 324 horsepower to work with. Let's put them to good use. Floored. Wow, okay, that's strong pull. I'm actually getting a little bit of torque steer through the steering wheel here. It's kind of going this way, that way a little bit. But in terms of ultimate power, that is plenty to work with. But the real test, if I put this into electric mode, am I going to have ample enough power for my daily gas-free commutes? Let's slow it down and try that out. EV mode activated, 3, 2, 1, floored. Interesting, so I floored it and it will not activate the gasoline engine when you have it in EV mode, which is really, really cool. And that was more than enough acceleration to keep up with traffic during a morning commute. That is surprisingly good. Oh, another test. Let's floor it from 55 and see if we've got any kind of pull. Floored. Okay, a little less dazzling once you're already up to speed. But yeah, for commuting, that's plenty of power to work with. Keep in mind that the plug-in's EV range and fuel economy figures drop slightly on Woodland and GR Sport trims. Oh, and DC fast charging is now available for the plug-in on XSE and Woodland trims, but strangely not included on the GR Sport trim. Those DC fast charging abilities will charge the battery from 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes. Use a level 2 charger instead, and depending on the trim, you can max out the battery in 2.5 to 3.5 hours. Last powertrain note, if you plan to tow with your RAV4, it can haul a 3,500 pound max on all-wheel drive hybrid models, make that 1,750 pounds with the LE all-wheel drive trim and front-wheel drive versions. For RAV4 Generation 6, Toyota has arranged the interior into zones. You got your infotainment zone here with your climate controls as well. You've got your drive selection zone here with your phones in the middle. And then down here, you've got your shifter zone. And in some trims, you get this little electronics shifter, which I've just put into drive and I will now take out. And then others just have a traditional shifter. For small storage, we've got a conspicuous phone zone here, 2 different wireless phone chargers in this particular limited trim, and then an extra zone down here, USB ports on either side, USB-C. We got a couple of cup holders, reasonable size, and they can expand with these little things. And you can pull this out if you want a large area. And then right here in the center, we've got the center console, which will open this way or this way. And either way you open it up, that's a pretty deep center console. Another big step forward for the RAV4 is in this region right here. A 10.5-inch touchscreen now comes standard with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. You'll find a bigger 12.9-inch screen on the fancier Limited, XSE, and GR Sport trims. This is an all-new interface built on Arene, that's Toyota's new safety, security, and connectivity software development platform. I made a dedicated video going over Toyota's infotainment system, and if I have edited it, you can find a link to it here. But just giving a quick overview, it has the same simplicity from Toyota's previous system. You got the sub-menus on the left here. It's very simple. It incorporates some of the climate controls, but there are physical buttons for the essential elements, up and down, that kind of thing, and a big volume knob here in the middle. It's similarly sleek, but a little bit more stylish. I think it's really easy to use. Beyond an updated screen interface, the new infotainment system speeds up native voice assistant responses and also integrates the native navigation into the new 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that is, to my surprise and joy, a standard feature throughout the RAV4 lineup. Now, typically vehicles grow in size from one generation to the next, but not here. Scour the spec sheets and the all-new RAV4 has the exact same EPA passenger space as the previous RAV4. That's 98.9 cubic feet if you're curious. It also has the exact same front and rear legroom figures, though there is slightly more front seat, hip, and shoulder room in the new version. Applying my intensely average 5'10" frame to the RAV4, let's see what we're working with here. Typically, Toyota seats are what I would describe as pressure point free. Right here, I'm feeling this seam that's right in the middle. It seems like we've got reasonable lateral support, nothing too intrusive for arm movements. Let me adjust the steering wheel here to my preferred position. Let me move this back just a little bit. I would say aside from that seam in the middle, these are very comfortable seats. Seated behind my ideal front seat position, I have more than adequate knee clearance, and the front seat sits up high enough that I can slide my feet under so I can, kind of stretch out. This is a comfortable amount of space for me, plenty of head clearance, and then the seat back does go back one notch. So if you want a slightly reclined position, yeah, that's a very comfortable seat. And the static lumbar support is supporting my lower back, which is a frequent point of complaint for me. No complaints here. Behind the rear seats are 37.8 cubic feet of cargo space. That's a mere 0.3 cubic feet improvement versus last year's RAV4, but the dog doesn't seem bothered. And the cargo hold is still a healthy, if not quite class-leading size for the compact SUV category. Choose the plug-in version, and luggage capacity drops by about 4 cubic feet. Size aside, the RAV4 does feature an adjustable load floor that you can drop down so your K&Ps don't come rolling out the back. And we do have standard 60-40 split fold seats. I do like when they have remote releases in the back here, but leaning forward to grab them on the seat backs isn't too hard. Semi-related, but Toyota flew me to Phoenix and put me up in a hotel room to review the new RAV4 and also shoot footage with a fake dog. Do you ever think about how weird life is? In person, the new RAV4 has an elevated visual presence. I like how it looks, but what do you think? Is this an improvement compared to the 2025 model? To my eyes, the 2026 RAV4 looks more chiseled and premium. These LED taillights add some visual width, and this hammerhead front end kind of looks like the new Honda Prelude. Just kidding, Honda. Interestingly, the all-new RAV4 also has the same exterior dimensions as the previous one. Same wheelbase, same width, and essentially the same length. What is new is that the RAV4 now comes in 3 distinct styles: Core, Sport, and Rugged. Core looks like this, your basic RAV4. Think original flavor ruffles. Adding rugged style is the Woodland grade, with its reworked front end, expanded use of black trim, Rigid Industries LED lights, raised roof rails, and larger all-terrain tires that increase ground clearance by a modest 0.4 inches. And yes, all-wheel drive is standard. As Toyota described it, the Woodland will take you to the trail, but not off the trail. For sport style, look to the SE and XSE grades, but the pinnacle of RAV4 sportdom is the new GR Sport trim. Also, am I saying sport too much? Toyota's Gazoo Racing division offered input leading to a GR Sport with a sportily tuned suspension and steering, standard all-wheel drive, increased body rigidity, a no-charge summer tire option, an optional rear wing spoiler, and this GR functional matrix grille. It's clinically proven to function. If you look inside the GR Sport, there are racy bits like aluminum pedals and sport seats featuring Bryn Naub suede. No, I don't know what Bryn Naub is either. I'm now sitting in the GR Sport, and power is unchanged from the standard plug-in hybrid version, which is good because it's plenty and I need to get across 2 lanes of freeway. Again, a lot of power to work with there. That's fun. The real question though, is the GR Sport fun to steer? Let's see. Well now, there is a speedy responsiveness that I am finding here that you would not find in other RAV4 trims. I'm not sure how much of that is the tires or the suspension modifications, but yeah, there is a little bit more of a playful spirit. It just has an eager feel that encourages you to maybe drive with a little more passion, or to draw attention to yourself and eventually get pulled over by the police because you're weaving unnecessarily. And while you're weaving down a straight road, it's nice to have support from the seats. There's a little bit of extra support here, it feels like in the shoulder region. Doesn't intrude on my elbow space, which is great. But yeah, if you're gonna drive with a little bit more speed and a little bit more zazz, it's nice to be held in place. Importantly, even though we're riding on a suspension that's lowered by 15 millimeters and clearly has more sporting intent, I don't find the ride abusive at all. Let me just drive on the bots dots here and see. I could absolutely commute in a GR Sport RAV4. Kicking off remarks, let's quickly blast through some cool features and points of interest. Toyota has expanded the kick sensor detection area for the power hatch. Let's see how it works. Hey, it worked. In addition to the available 360-degree camera system, there's an all-new 3D panoramic view monitor that lets you use smartphone-style inputs to move the vehicle around. Pinch, zoom, swipe, fun. Another cool new feature is Drive Recorder. It's a dash camera. It uses all of the cameras that are available. If you get the 360 cam, it adds those side views as well. And yeah, if you have a incident or an accident, it'll automatically record it and save that clip. The RAV4 has 9 single-tone paint options, including 4 new colors, plus 4 dual-tone options. The answer to the second question from this video's introduction is that Kelley Blue Book eliminated all the positions for their editorial team and didn't hire me back. There's a fly flying around me, wild times. So, if you'd like to see me review cars, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Isn't that right, boy? There is a head-up display available, but only on the limited trim. That's an active spat that descends while driving to improve aerodynamics. All RAV4s come with a spare tire. Look, no tire repair kit here. The center console can be easily removed and flipped, so if you want an easy to clean place to rest your fudge-covered elbows, this will really come in handy. And rear passenger vents come standard. My daughter will love these. In the olden days with my former employer, I used to measure armrest comfort using a squirrel-based system. No, really, look it up. But that is their intellectual property and I would never exploit it for my own purposes here. So instead, I'll be using a fuzzy bunny. What I do like is that I can have my hands on the steering wheel and easily access the outboard and inboard armrest. However, that is minimally padded and minimally padded there. Oh, my elbows. So on a scale of 1 to 5, the RAV4 rates a 3 on the all-new Micah Muzio Fuzzy Bunny armrest rating. From a safety perspective, Toyota hasn't skimped at all. The RAV4 has 8 airbags plus a comprehensive suite of active driver assist technology standard, all built on the same Arene development platform as the new infotainment system. As for price, Toyota didn't offer specifics when I made this video, but they said the RAV4 will start in the low $30,000 range. That's more than the 2025's base price that's just shy of $30,000, but in the same ballpark as the previous RAV4 Hybrid's base price, which was around $33 grand. If purchase price is a concern, good news! The base 2026 RAV4 LE trim includes all the essentials like dual zone automatic climate control, an 8-way power driver seat with lumbar support, that big 10.5-inch screen, and smart key access. So you can buy the cheapest 2026 RAV4 and still have everything you need. Looking at compact SUV competitors, it's the names you'd expect. Honda CR-V, Kia Sportage, Hyundai Tucson, and Chevy Equinox, which we liked way more than we would have expected. With a slew of stylistic and functional improvements, Toyota has infused the RAV4 with a bit more emotional satisfaction without losing its essential sensibility. I suspect more sales dominance ahead. Oh, and I can't wait to get this thing back home for a full family review with my wife and kiddo. Fellas, you just learned something. Tell me, what is the dog's name?
This is Marshall. Everyone likes Marshall.
Is Marshall a good dog?
Marshall's a very good dog.